So I've been spending way too much time on social media. Anybody do that here? I think I've seen some of you online. I looked on the event page for this show and it said 15 people going, 45 people interested. I think that's funny because you would never say that in real life. Like, hey, will you go to my kid's birthday party? I'm interested. Keep talking. But when you go on social media a lot, you see the same comments over and over. Like one of them is, anytime there's an article about women's rights or women's issues, there's always a guy in the comment section that writes, feminism is cancer. Then a bunch of women freak out, and I understand why they're mad, because personally, I see feminism as like a Libra, or like a Pisces. It's like, calm down, ladies, astrology isn't even real. Another one you see is about cultural appropriation. Apparently it's not cool for white people to have dreadlocks anymore. Well, it's never cool, but now it's racist. And one of the arguments white people have for dreadlocks is, it's not racist, the Vikings had dreadlocks. And I don't understand that argument at all, because most of that football team are black. Doesn't make sense. So I just recently applied to get a job at Goodwill, because my life is going well. I went to the interview, and this guy interviewing me, he asked me, so why do you want to work at Goodwill? I said, I don't want to work at Goodwill. Are you fucking kidding me? But I have a degree in journalism, our system is broken, so here we are. And then he asked me, what separates you from the other candidates? I don't know the other candidates, I don't know time and space. I'm not recently homeless, I don't know. And then he asked me a question I'll never forget. He said, if it's not broken, don't fix it, true or false? What do you think, sir? False? Do you work at Goodwill, sir? You got a job. You've been hired. I thought it was true, right? If it's not broken, don't fix it. True, right? He said false. There's always room for improvement. So you know what I did? I got the job, and now every time I find a working DVD player, I glue a lamp to it. I'm gonna be fired any day now. So, men are creepy. We could agree on that, right? Men are creepy?
Yeah.
Goodwill manager, you're creepy, right? So, one of the creepiest things guys do is they'll compliment you on your girlfriend. Like, I was at a bar the other day. This guy points at my girlfriend. He goes, is that you, dog? Is that you right there? I was like, no, that's her. Not me. That's another person. That fucked him up for a second. But then he pulled himself together and he's like, but like, is that your girl though? I was like, yes, that's my girlfriend. He goes, ha ha ha, nice. Congratulations. This motherfucker congratulated me on someone else's attractiveness. I like to imagine he doesn't know what congratulations means. He's like, oh, what kind of beer are you drinking? Oh, it's an IPA. Oh, congratulations on that beer, motherfucker. I like to imagine like how he thought I was going to respond though, like, yes, that is me. That girl is my property. You know what? It took me a lot of lying and manipulation to get a girl that pretty, and it feels good to have my work being appreciated, so thank you. Namaste. Namaste. So women are creepy too, just in a different way. Like if you ask the guy, hey, do you want to listen to a 3-hour podcast about murderers, rapists, and pedophiles? A guy would be like, ew, no, gross. He asked a girl that, she's like, ooh, juicy. Send me the link. Women love true crime. It's true, and it's crime. It's true crime. There's this podcast called My Favorite Murder, and 2 women host it, and 99% of the people that listen to it are women, and they get together online and they talk about their favorite murders, and they say men are the creepy ones, just because we're the ones that commit all the murders.
So it goes.
It's a true story. I was on Tinder a while back, and this girl didn't seem like she was into me until she asked me, are you into true crime? I was like, sure, whatever, I'll pretend to be in the thing you're into. Whatever it takes. And then she was like, oh, she got really excited. She's like, oh, you know what we should do? We should get together and have a beer and talk about our favorite murders. I was like, hold on. Just think about what you're proposing. You want to like meet a strange man who you just talked to for 20 minutes online because he said he's really into murder? Seems like bad judgment to me. That girl's dead now. I'm not saying I did it, not saying I didn't do it. Stay tuned to next week's podcast. It's a riveting story. Speaking speaking of death, I hate to bring the party down, but I have to talk about it. My good friend just died of a heroin overdose. Yeah, it's been really hard for me because, I was using her HBO Go account. I know they're gonna shut it off any day now, you know? Don't get me wrong, I'm sad about the dead Fred thing too, because she was a good person. And I want her to be remembered for her good qualities, and not just because how she died. Because yeah, she was a drug addict. We all have our faults. But also, she had an HBO Go account. And I think that says something. I don't know if anyone here has ever done heroin. I hope you don't. But before you go judging my friend, I want you to ask yourself this. Do I have an HBO Go account? Didn't think so. I don't want you guys to think it's somehow immoral for me to be using my dead friend's password to watch free HBO. So I want you to know that I'm doing it to honor her memory. Every time I watch one of those weird episodes of Game of Thrones with the incest and murder, I think about her. She loved incest and murder. At least that's what I'm telling people about her. She's not here to say I'm wrong, because she's fucking dead. And now I can't watch a new season of Westworld. So who's the real victim, guys, is what I'm saying. Ugh, thanks for getting through that one with me. It's not getting better, I promise you. So I think about death a lot, and I really don't care what happens to my body when I die. The only thing I care about is nobody put one of those vinyl decals on the back windshield of the car that says, "Rest in peace, Paul Fox." Who is that shit for? I guarantee no one behind you in traffic gives a fuck about your dead loved one. And I don't want you cutting people off in traffic all day and the first thing they see is my name. Guaranteed, eventually some guy's gonna roll up on the side of your car and be like, "Hey asshole, learn how to drive. I'm glad Paul Fox is dead." I would do it, that shit's hilarious. I just don't want that to be my legacy. The worst one I ever seen, there was like a Asian rice burner car, and on the back windshield it said, "Rest in peace, Paul Walker." You guys remember Paul Walker, right? Yes. That dude that did a few shitty movies, then died. And he died in a car accident, dude. Don't you think that's a little insensitive to put him on a car? Yes. That's like putting a Ralphie May memorial in a cheesecake factory. Like that. Now that I think about it, I would actually put a decal on my car if I was allowed to kill that guy and get away with it. I'd gladly memorialize him on my car. I'd say, "Rest in peace, douchebag in the rice burner." I hope you finally get to meet Paul Walker. All right, no more death stuff. I'm sorry. All right, anyone here ever done ecstasy?
Yes.
The dude that's currently high does ecstasy. Who would have guessed? So I like doing ecstasy, but I was scared to do it for a long time because the first guy that I ever met that did ecstasy was a fucking moron. I was in 9th grade, and this kid who's apparently supposed to be like a real gangster, but he was 14 and Cambodian, so he was this fucking tall. And this is exactly what he said, verbatim. He was like, "Man, cuz, I took that E-bomb shit, cuz. You know that ecstasy shit, cuz? I took that shit. That shit make my body feel bomb, cuz." He said, "That shit make my body feel bomb, cuz." I didn't know who Donald Trump was at the time, but I was like, this is the worst combination of words I will ever hear strung together. I was like, if this is how people on ecstasy talk, I don't ever want to do ecstasy. But you know, a couple years later, I'm at a party, this girl wants to do ecstasy, so I do it. You know what it turns out? That shit do make your body feel bomb. That kid was on to something. It's so fun to say when you're high too. Every time I do ecstasy now, I'm like, shit make my body feel bomb good. Shit make my body feel bomb. Shit make my body feel bomb good. That kid was a genius is what I'm trying to tell you guys. He was on to something. I hope I can meet him one day again and shake his hand, but I'm never gonna go to prison, so that's probably not gonna happen. But I like to imagine that when I die, like if I accidentally get let into Cambodian heaven or something, I'll meet him, and I'll see him across the astral plane. I'll walk up to him like, "You were right all along. That shit do make my body feel bomb, cuz." And I'll say cuz at the same time, we'll high five. The second our hands touch, we'll both explode into a million different particles of light, each light representing the birth of a new sun. Anyways, ecstasy's fun. That's the moral of that story. All right, I'm gonna leave you with one more joke. I'm glad you guys put through the drug stuff with me. All right, Don't you guys think it's ironic that there's a brand of shoes called New Balance, and everyone that wears them is old and unstable? A lot of New Balance in the room, I'm sorry. Those shoes are terrible. They are the shoe for divorced dads. But they're not as bad as Skechers. If New Balance are the shoes for divorced dads, Skechers caused the divorce. When I was a kid, my mom bought me a pair of Skechers, and ever since that day, I've loved her a little less. They're still not as bad as Heelys, though. Remember Heelys? The shoes with a wheel on the heel? They're made so fat kids could take breaks on hills. 10 years ago, you could see, outside of any middle school, you see a fat kid rolling down a hill, drinking a Capri Sun, dream about the day he could grow up and buy a Segway, vote for Ted Cruz. All right, my name's Paul Fox.
Go, that's Paul Fox. Oh my God, that was so good. That shit made my body feel bomb.